I'm Will, and today I want to talk to you guys about these Kroger branded, whatchamacallit, hot crunchy cheese curls. And these are sold exclusively at Kroger, so you won't find them at like Walmart or anything, as they are one of the brands that Kroger usually buys out when pursuing more victims. But um, but anyways, now what these are exactly is an imitation of the Flaming Hot Cheetos by Frito Lay. And the only difference that they try to mimic with these uh, really seems to be the price point. They're just meant to be the same thing, but just a lot lower. Kind of like that medicine that's a lot lower, but it's basically the same thing. This is what they're trying to accomplish with this little snack here. So this is the container that they arrive in. Very colorful. There's even this silly little joke at the top here. I'm not gonna read all of it, but basically it's warm in the room, and this doodle guy, he saw a chicken lay a boiled egg, and because it's hot. That was pretty cheesy. It's pretty bad. I'm sorry. That's how bad that joke made me feel. That might even decrease the rating. I'm just joking. But anyways, out of this line called Now That's Cheesy, this is the Flaming Hot variation. So you'll find cheese flavored ones and a couple other different ones, but this is the Flaming Hot version. As though. Oh, you look at that. It's even made with real cheese, man. Look at that, dude. Which is pretty interesting. And, now that I think of it, does anything related to this flavor ever have anything to do with cheese? Do they ever taste like cheese? They always say they're made with real cheese. Well, enough of this. Let's just get to the review, alright? So I'm going to go ahead and pull one out, or a couple out. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and call these little dongers here doodles. It's only because that's what they make me think of, little doodles. The cheese doodles, I'm just going to call them doodles. Um, so basically, now physically these look just like regular Flaming Hot Cheetos. So they're all red, they all look the same. So there's no difference in that. So I'm going to go ahead and eat a few. I'll just have a few more just to see if I can really get the spiciness out of them. Okay, alright. Now as for the flavor, they're nearly identical as the real thing. And with that being said, this is the end of the review. Not really. Not really. It's not the end of the review, man. We're still going. I still want to talk about these a bit more. I don't want to just end it on that note. But what I mean when I say that they're nearly the same as a real thing, like for example, if someone had packed my lunch, they put one of those little Ziploc bags and put a handful of these in there, and it was lunchtime, and I went ahead to go eat the snack, I probably wouldn't notice that these were Kroger brand ones if I was just casually eating them because they look the same and taste so similar. But once you stop thinking with the frail human mindset of this dimension, only will you understand the difference. That is what I understand. So I'm going to go ahead and talk about what makes these a little more different than actual Flaming Hot Cheetos. So, now the first thing, we're going to start from the outside in, I guess, if you want to say it that way. It didn't really come out right. But, I said that really wrong. I think I meant inside out, but whatever. So basically, we're going to start with the texture of the doodles. It's definitely crunchy, but it feels a little softer than regular Flaming Hot Cheetos. Just like a little softer. The cornmeal that they use is just a little softer. But with that comes a bit of a mouthful of oil. But it's not a lot, but you can definitely taste some oiliness there. It can be a little burdensome, but it's okay. It must be noted. that it's there. Now, as for the flavor, it's very similar, like I said before, but I would say that they're just a little sweeter than the regular Flaming Hot Cheetos. Like that seasoning powder just feels a little sweeter than I would like to. It's very tangible. You can definitely taste it. And you know how these snacks have like some kind of savory flavor? This one, it feels just a little bolder. It's a little more of a bold, savory flavor, which is pretty nice. It's not bad. But with that, they haven't added, um, I guess, the regular amount for the little seasoning powder on top of the cornmeal doodle. So it feels a lot lighter in that, and you end up tasting more of the cornmeal as you chew it a bit more. And even when you first bite it for like the first time, you're tasting a lot of cornmeal. That's a little lacking in that department. But overall, it's actually a pretty tasty snack for eating on occasions. And I am going to say that they're definitely not as spicy as regular Flaming Hot Cheetos. So if you're a big fan of like spicier snack foods and you want them to be spicy, as soon as you eat the first one, you're not going to get that with these. You're just not. Even after eating a few, as I tried that second time, it just wasn't all that spicy. They do have a little bit of a kick to them, but it's subtle. It's not something that'll make you very red and cry and all this bad stuff. It's okay though. It's fine. I bet even if you were drinking water, you wouldn't even notice any spice in this. But that's fine. Um, Now they're also just as unhealthy as the real thing, which comes with nearly all snack foods, unless it's one of those organic things. But remember, guys, always pull out your little serving bowl and go ahead and put the proper serving amount. It's usually on the back label. So one serving for these is roughly like these many. So don't forget about that, man. Very lovely. Always stick to serving sizes so you don't, get all unsightly and things like that. But anyways, um, now I'm gonna go ahead with the rating portion of this. Now these cost $1.49 for this particular amount. I don't know how big this bag is. I'd say it's a medium-sized bag. Um, as compared to like $1.99 or even $2.49 at some locations for just a regular bag of Flaming Hot Cheetos in the same size, it's an awesome price. It's very wonderful. It's very modest, and it makes it very affordable. And it would feel like it would make me choose this over Flaming Hot Cheetos nearly any day. Um, as for the number scale, out of 10, I think I'm gonna give these an 8 out of 10. Not solely because these are cheap, which is great, and they taste pretty nice. But the only issue is I kind of wish they were a little more spicier. Just I don't feel it at all with these, and I do wish that there was just a little bit more of that flavor powder red stuff on it, to make it taste a little less like cornmeal. But beyond that, it was pretty solid. Maybe I'll start reviewing drinks in the next couple of reviews. I'm not entirely sure if I should, but well, that's a wrap. And goodbye, humans.